Good morning, welcome to day 114 of my Munro challenge. Today I'm walking route number 120. 3 Munros, Beinn, which is a stonemason's hill, Creag Pitridh, which is Pitridh's crag, and Geal Charn, which is the White Hill. It's an improving forecast. At the minute it's very dull and overcast, hoping for better weather as the day goes on. So I'll start and finish the day on these tracks leading from the roadside, parked at the lay-by. As I say, it's a bit of a late start because it was quite bad the weather earlier, and it is an improving forecast. It's a long day as well, so going to be a late finish. So there's a series of lefts and rights and turns on these tracks to get to where we need to be. Still looking murky ahead, so I can't really show you Munro as yet, but there's blue skies appearing over there, so as I say, it is an improving forecast. So this is a small reservoir that we've got to. This isn't the right, we're going to get to a bigger one shortly. When we get to the next bigger lock, that's where we hang a right, and I think I'll be heading up that glen that you can see ahead. So here's the next lock. I'm expecting to head off slightly right once I've crossed that bridge and head up that glen over there. I think that's what's going to happen. Anyway, looking at the map. So I'm just leaving the lock side, and there's a small cairn here on the side of the track I've been on, cutting across. So that's us. So I'm going to take this cairn and this little path and start the ascent properly. I'm going to cross this burn here, this confluence, but there's a bit of a track here, and I believe this is where I'll be coming down on later. Anyway, I'm going to head up here for about half a kilometre and then hang a right up into the Merk. Just left the Stalker's track. There's a very faint path here, hanging right. I decided to take it. It's a roundabout time to go pathless across here. I've met 2 fabulous people, Jazz and Lindsay.
Yeah, hi guys.
And we're trying to find our way up this very steep bank in the Merk. Towards the top now, and it's becoming a bit rockier, still pathless. Here we are, Beinn. Awesome. That took some finding in this mist.
Beautiful.
What a fabulous day. So we're back on the pathless rocky descent. We're just retracing our steps for a bit before we cut across. We're hanging a right and dropping down. So careful navigation required. We've just a bit of a wander around this screed trying to find the right way off of it. We're on track now, but in this weather with the wind and whatnot and visibility, it's not that easy. But we're on a faint track now, heading in the correct direction. So the next Munro keeps in and out of cloud, so we're going to drop down this beelac. You can see the path skirting up to the beelac over there, the next beelac, and then we're going to hang a right up and down. So we're dropping down into this beelac. Got a bit of a view under the clouds, and you can see over there the path skirting up the other side to another beelac before we hang up the next Munro. So the 3rd Munro's in and out of cloud. The 2nd Munro might clear in a second. Well, that was a lot of fun coming down there. Bit of scrambling, messing about. So we're now on this path at the bottom of the beelac. Just lost my rain cover, and we're going to head over there to the beelac you can see up between the 2 Munros. So down there is the small lochen that we walked past earlier today. We kind of walked up and then we cut across pathlessly up there, way up to the summit, which you can't quite see. And we dropped down this really rocky section onto this track. So the plan is now to walk up to the next beelac, as you can see, and then hang a right up to the top. Wow, we've got a view of the third Munro. Isn't that great? So we're walking up to this beelac, as I say, and then we're going to hang a right up to the higher one. Looks like it might be a bit of a drag up to the top. Looking across at the last Munro there, we've just come off this path and there's a faint track heading right, which we're taking, so heading up here now. The path is steady away. That's not the top ahead, the top's beyond. It's a bit of a false summit, that, but it's not too far beyond there. So again, we've got another very, very rocky top. Very difficult underfoot. There you go. That's quite an impressive looking cairn, isn't it? So here we are, Gelharn. Trig point here. Whether to touch the trig or the cairn. So we're just dropping off this scree, just got out of the wind. Look at Stan making friends. So we're dropping down to this beelac and then up to the last Munro. But look around there, you can just see the first Munro coming out of the cloud. So we're starting the ascent now, the last Munro. Still on a faint track. Look at that, first Munro's in view now. Looks a monster, doesn't it, from here? I have to say that was a very good footpath going up there. Made life very easy. Took the gradient on, switched and turned. So there's the second Munro up in the clouds now, looking back. So this is the top of Creag Pitridh. You can see the cairn now at the top of the last Munro. And you can see the cairn of the first Munro. So the plan is to follow this faint track. You can see eventually, I understand, it becomes pathless. We've got to make our way down towards the Beinn you can see in the bottom, and the Stalker's track we were on earlier. That first Munro was massive compared to where we've been. So I was in cloud, so I couldn't quite see the ridge I was following going up. It looks like I missed out on some special views up there, doesn't it? So we're back on the Stalker's track. Now, I thought it was going to be really, really super boggy coming off that last Munro, but actually it wasn't that bad. It was boggy, but not ridiculously boggy. And say we're coming down now where you can see the locken over there that we passed earlier. So it's tracks all the way back to the car. We're back at this beach and it's absolutely stunning, really. It's a big lock. You could have your summer holidays here, couldn't you? Following this track back. Hi, welcome to day 114 of my Munro challenge. Today I walked route number 120. It's Friday the 8th of July and I parked in the lay-by just before you get to Lagan Lock. The day starts on Land Rover tracks. There's quite a few of them, so it makes for fast pace. You eventually get to a reservoir, small reservoir, and following on from that you get to a lock with a very nice sandy beach. Follow Stalker's path and for about half a kilometre, and you soon then have to bear off right onto quite a steep, pathless, quite difficult actually, boggy in places, heathery in places, and the further up you get, the more rocky it becomes. So I was in cloud. We got a bearing and we did very well to stick to our bearing and get to the top quite comfortably of Beinn a Hoher. And then you retrace your steps, but you know the visibility was really difficult, and I have to say we had a little bit of an issue initially getting on to the right bearing, let's say, to get down to what you pick up eventually is quite a good track dropping down the mountain, and it becomes quite steep, a bit scrambly, very grassy and rocky at the same time. Definitely using your hands as well, to get down some of the steeper sections. By now the vis had improved, and you could see right down to the Beinn, and indeed the Beinn you're going to climb up to, which was between Geal Charn and Creag Pitridh. A good track. So the work's done, the hard work's done. You climb up to the Beinn, as I say, below Geal Charn, and eventually you'll see a track heading right, which you take, and it's quite a good track which disappears as you get towards the summit in the boulders and the rocks that you've got to negotiate. Huge cairn at the top, and hidden behind the cairn is the trig point. Great summit, get to see where you've been, some good views. At last the clouds were opening up, so I had something to see. Anyway, you retrace your steps back to the Beinn, and you're faced with a very fast ascent of Creag Pitridh. It must only just make Munros status, because it didn't seem to be climbing that much at all from the Beinn. A good path all the way to the summit. And you can see, now I've got visibility, you can see the other Munros, and I have to say, Beinn was looking absolutely magnificent now. Massive mountain, great mountain. And you can see the pathless section that you've got to head down, although there was faint bits of path now and again. Quite boggy, heading back towards the stream that you'd followed earlier, and indeed you pick up the Stalker's track. And back to the loch with the beautiful beach, and then you're on tracks. So because of all the tracks and getting in and out, which are easily mountain bikeable by the way, it makes for a fast day. So although there was 18 miles in the day, completed it in 8 hours, and there's 4,135 feet of ascent.